switch sides. So I can't hear it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Is this not live streaming, right?
No, it's
Okay,
not live.
okay,
Don't
cool.
worry. No one is seeing this quite yet. I'll put out the parts.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome to this interview. Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Aaron Bruno, frontman and songwriter from AWOL Nation. Aaron, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks. It's very official.
In this interview, I will be asking you 5 questions that explore various aspects of AWOL Nation's current journey and creative direction. And at the end, I have a quick round of this or that questions.
Okay.
Shall we get started?
Sure.
First question. The deluxe album of Run includes 4 new songs that weren't on the original album. Can you share what the thought process was behind those tracks originally? Why they didn't make it onto the album back then? And what inspired you to release them now? Also, how does it feel to have them out in the world?
It's a relief to have them out in the world because I've been holding on to them for a long time, and really there's no rhyme or reason as to why I didn't put those songs on the record, other than I wonder if you could even, this audio is even working.
Should I try?
You should check it out, yeah. Okay, so back to the Run deal.
Yeah. Maybe I should re-record it.
No. It's better to be weird and raw. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. Those songs, some of those songs, I don't even love all of them, but when you do an anniversary, you have to figure out something to put on them, right? So I just put those songs on. Some of them I like more than others. The Atlas Shrug song I like a lot, but it didn't fit the record, so it's like if you're to decorate your room and you have a bunch of stuff you want to fit in there, but then you put a poster, you put a book up or whatever, and it just doesn't look right, or there's not enough space. You have to choose one to not put up. So that's kind of how that goes with those songs.
How do you feel about now?
I don't feel anything about
it. You need your time, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question 2. A few months ago, you asked fans on social media which AWOL Nation songs they'd like to hear acoustically for a potential album. Was your song selection purely based on fan votes, or did your personal favorites play part as well? And have you made any decisions yet in regards to the release of the project?
Yeah, we're gonna release like sort of an unplugged version of those songs. And sometimes when I ask that question, I'm hoping that I receive the answers that I want, because some songs work that way and some songs don't. So it's kind of a combination of everything. But yeah, I thought we would have released it already, but I think we're just editing together the visual for it. But there's a full acoustic, like unplugged.
You don't know the
thing
timeline
coming.
yet?
I don't know the timeline. I don't.
Okay. And did you pick the fan favorites or your favorites as well?
A combo.
Okay,
Combination
perfect.
of both.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Question 3. You've mentioned several times that you are unsure about what the future holds for AWOL Nation. Could you share what makes you feel that way, or what aspects you are uncertain about, especially since there are still upcoming shows and projects?
Yeah. I just feel like I've shared a lot of myself with people who care to listen, and I would be comfortable walking away now. I probably won't. I can't stop writing songs. I got the Barbarians of California thing happening. I got another project I'm working on. It's really important to me, and family life is the most important thing. So, everything has to come to an end. That's a fact. Like, we all leave at some point, and so I just don't know. I have a couple things up my sleeve. Of course, we got the acoustic thing, or the unplugged, stripped down stuff coming out eventually. I got a couple other songs I'm sitting on that I definitely want to release. I don't know if that will end up being a full album or just new singles. So it remains unclear, but I'm open to it being over, and it's not sad.
Okay. Question 4. How has becoming a dad influenced your musical career? And do you think it's connected to any doubts you have about the future of AWOL Nation? Or are they separate?
Anyone who who's a parent kind of understands the feeling of the weight that it carries in a good way, and it just changes everything in your perspective, and it's the most important thing. Anyways, the family stuff's really personal, so I don't like to share too much of it, other than it's my greatest accomplishment, becoming a dad. So whatever, I want my family to be proud of me, but also, I want to spend as much time with them as possible. So it's figuring out that fine line as time goes on.
Got it. Question 5. How is working on the Barbarians of California impacted your thoughts on AWOLNATION? You've mentioned enjoying a fresh start with a more pure fan base, able to see without AWOLNATION related expectations. How do both of your projects fit in your vision moving forward?
Well, I don't know yet. It's all brand new, We have this huge.
That's a nice deal.
Yeah, we have this big tour of the Deftones coming up in the fall for Barbarians, and that's exciting. And I didn't think it'd be received as well as it is being received, so it's a little more serious than I thought. It was originally just like a fun freak out session, and now it's become more real. And so it's kind of going back to like my first love, musically, because I love heavy music first. I always loved pop music too, but my first band was a hardcore band, and so I feel like a kid again in my 40s. So it's I don't know.
So you have multiple feelings, I feel like.
Yeah. But sometimes with AWOL, we go a little too heavy for some of our listeners, where I could tell they're like, okay, enough, that's enough. Where Barbarians goes all the way to that extreme, so I don't have to. So it's almost like a compartmentalization, like this shelf here, where you can put one thing over here and another thing over there, and they're in their right place, and they can blend together, and that's fine too. But almost being able to do the Barbarians makes me able to focus on AWOL in a different kind of way, and not be as all over the place, perhaps. And maybe that'll be cool in the future.
Yeah, but if AWOLNATION ever comes to an end, will there be like a final tour thing where we will know, like, hey, this is the last time?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we do the listener questions?
We got 2 minutes.
Oh, perfect. Okay, listener questions, 2 minutes. Lyrics first or melody first?
Either.
Festivals or small venues?
Either.
Cheeseburger.
These aren't the answer options,
Or veggie burger?
Cheeseburger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Riding at night or riding early morning?
Kind of early morning. Yeah. I like the coffee.
Boarding first or boarding last?
On a plane?
Yeah.
Depends on your seat.
Economy.
Ultimately boarding last would be great, but sometimes you have to worry about storage before you get your bags. But I'd rather spend less time on the plane. So in a perfect world, last would be better.
Okay.
But I have lost space of my carry-on, so you gotta be careful.
Here Come the Runs or Angel Miners Lightning Riders?
Probably Here Come the Runs right now, because it's older, so it feels a little more.
Vulnerability or mystery?
Both. How can I say?
Optimist or realist?
I would like to be more of an optimist, but I'm probably more of a realist.
Personal truth or storytelling?
Personal what?
Truth.
Personal truth or storytelling? Well, I kind of feel like they're the same.
Okay.
I'd like them to be the same.
Clean as you go or big cleaning day?
I think clean as I go.
Genre blending or genre breaking?
Well, genre blending used to be genre breaking, so I would have to say genre breaking now, because they become the same thing. So I wouldn't even know how to break the genre.
Last 2. Writing for yourself or writing for the audience?
You gotta write for yourself. Otherwise, the audience will know that it's not real.
Crowd pleaser or risk taker?
What's the first?
Crowd pleaser or risk taker?
Hopefully a risk taker, because then the crowd will enjoy that more.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much, Aaron, for taking the time to speak with me today, for sharing your insights. It's been a pleasure. I wish you the best for all your upcoming projects.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much. We are all AWOL Nation.